Hey guys, welcome back to Handstands with Zoe. So today, as promised, I'm going to talk to you about the balance that's required to hold a handstand. There's not really a huge secret to it. As with most things in life, it's about practice, practice, practice. But balance is a reflex that's learned. You'll see babies do this as they learn to walk. They have to get up, fall down, get up again, fall down, so that their bodies start to understand how far they can sort of take their weight, etc. before they fall over. So we're not built to stand on our hands, but you can get better at it through practice, and your muscles start to remember where they need to be in order for you not to fall over, and that's really where the practice comes in. That being said, being strong enough to hold it is super important, but being strong does not equal balance. So if you're really strong, don't expect that all of a sudden you're going to hold your handstand, because you still need to practice that reflex of not going too far so that you fall over. What I would suggest is really attacking at both ends. So you want to be working your strength in your shoulders as much as you can, but at the same time don't neglect the practice for the balance, because those two things, as I said, aren't the same. If you haven't watched my other videos, I would suggest having a quick look back over those, because if you set your foundations correctly, you'll find it's much easier when you go to try to balance the handstand. We try to achieve a vertical line so that all the points of your body are lined up vertically over your hands. Now I say hands and not wrists, because actually if you try to line everything up over your wrists, you're too far back. So you'll probably have to compensate somehow in another way in your body, so by arching or by planching your shoulders and having to bend your arms. Try to relate the balance of the handstand with what you already know about standing on your feet. So if you're standing on your feet, you're trying to, you don't even think about it, but you line up everything so that they're over your feet, right? So you're not sticking your hips way forward or sticking your bum way back, because you know that then you would be doing a lot of compensation in other parts of your body to hold yourself balanced over your feet, and then you end up wasting a lot of energy. So our bodies are clever in that they try to conserve energy, and the same goes for when in your handstand. If you line everything up vertically, you'll balance less and you'll conserve energy, so it'll make your handstand easier. So that's easier said than done, I understand, but I'm going to show you some exercises that's going to help get you there in terms of the positioning in the vertical line, but also for the balance of the handstand.
Place your hands flat on the floor and your feet on a box or a chair or something. Then make sure you line up your hips over your shoulders, over your hands, like I'm doing here. That you block as much as you can. And that you don't push back into your shoulders so that you put all the weight in the heel of your hands, or let your shoulders drop down like I was showing you. If you're confident in that position, you can slowly lift your legs off and see if you can balance in a straight handstand. Get up to your handstand so your stomach is facing the wall. However you want to do it is fine. If you're not very advanced, have a mat or something behind you just in case you do fall. Find your vertical line, push up through your shoulders, and then very, very slowly lift one leg up and away from the wall, and then try to have the other leg joined together. And if you fall, you have the wall there to control you. Keep trying and play with the balance in that way. So in both these positions, be super aware of the placement of your hands and also of where the weight is driving down through your hands. Your hands should be shoulder width apart unless you struggle with external rotation, in which case have them a little bit wider and just slightly turned out. So index fingers are pointing forward and the rest of the hand is sort of splaying out around, a bit like what your foot does. Use your fingers to control the balance for the handstand, but just make sure that you're not rocking back into the heel of your hand so that the palms are completely lifting off the floor. Try not to turn your hands in, because if you have any problems with shoulder flexibility or maintaining external rotation, then this is only going to make that problem worse. And lastly, if you've got a lot of weight in your fingers, that could mean that you're either planching, which means that you've allowed your shoulders to drop and go too far past the wrists, or that you're arching, and then again you've got too much weight going over past the wrist.
So thanks for watching my 4th tutorial, guys. I'm going to release another one next week. And next week I'm going to talk about the mobility and flexibility that's required in the shoulders for the handstand. And that's a huge thing, I know, for a lot of you guys. So I'll show you some exercises, some stretching and strengthening to help you in your journey. So please follow me on Instagram at Handstands with Zoe. You can also visit my website, which is the same name, handstandswithzoe.com. And keep watching for more tutorials. Thanks!